Jake Morrison stood at the large window of the space station. He watched Earth spin slowly below him. The blue and green planet looked peaceful from up here. It was hard to believe that danger was coming their way. Jake had been working at the space station for 15 years. His job was to listen to alien messages. Every day, his team received radio signals from space. The signals came from something called the Galactic Council. These aliens had been trying to talk to Earth for 300 years. Amy Brooks walked into the room. She was Jake's best worker. She could understand alien languages better than anyone else. "Jake, you need to see this," she said. Her face looked worried. "What is it?" Jake asked. Amy handed him a tablet computer. The alien sent another message. "This one is different. It sounds angry." Jake read the message on the screen. The words had been translated from alien language into English. The message came from someone called Ambassador Zeke Thar. Jake had seen that name before in other messages. The message was not friendly. It said that humans had ignored the Galactic Council for too long. It said that Earth had 7 days to answer their messages. If humans did not reply, the aliens would take action against Earth. "This is bad," Jake said. "They are threatening us." Amy nodded. "There is more. Look at this part." She pointed to another section of the message. It showed star maps and pictures of spaceships. Hundreds of alien ships were moving toward Earth's solar system. The ships looked huge and dangerous. Jake felt his heart beat faster. "How long until they get here?" 6 days, Amy said. "Maybe 7 if they slow down." Jake picked up his phone and called his boss. Director Lisa Hayes answered after 2 rings. "Jake, what is it?" she asked. "We have a big problem. The aliens are coming to Earth. They are bringing warships." There was silence on the phone for a moment, and Lisa spoke. "Come to my office right now. Bring Amy and Dr. Carter." Dr. Paul Carter was the team's expert on alien thinking. He studied how alien minds worked. He was very smart, but talked too much. Jake found him in the computer room. "Paul, we need to go see Lisa. The aliens are coming to Earth." Paul looked from his computer. "I was afraid this would happen. I have been reading their old messages. They are getting more angry each year." The 3 humans walked through the space station hallways. Other workers looked worried too. News traveled fast in space. Everyone knew that alien ships were coming. Lisa Hayes was waiting in her office. She was a small woman, but very tough. She had been in charge of the Alien Communication Project since it started. "Sit down," Lisa said. "We need to talk about what to do." Jake put the tablet on Lisa's desk. She read the alien message carefully. Her face got more serious as she read. "This is what I was afraid would happen," Lisa said. "The government told us to never answer the aliens. They said it was too dangerous. But now the aliens think we are being rude." Dr. Carter leaned forward in his chair. "Lisa, I have been studying these aliens for years. They are not like us. They think that all smart species should join their council. They do not understand why we stay quiet." "What do they want from us?" Amy asked. "They want us to become part of their empire," Paul said. "All the other alien species in the galaxy obey the Galactic Council. They make the rules for everyone." Lisa stood up and walked to the window. She looked down at Earth. "The government thought that staying quiet would keep us safe. They wanted time to build better spaceships and weapons. But maybe we waited too long." Jake felt scared but also angry. "So what do we do now? Do we surrender to these aliens?" "I do not know," Lisa said. "But I am going to call the president. This decision is too big for us to make." While Lisa made her phone call, Jake and his team went back to their work area. They started looking at all the alien messages from the past few years. The messages showed a clear pattern. At first, the aliens had been friendly. They wanted to trade with Earth. They offered to share their technology. But as the years passed, the messages changed. The aliens started to sound confused. Why would humans not answer them? Did humans not have radio technology? Were humans too primitive to understand? Then the messages became worried. The aliens started sending warnings about dangers in space. They said the Earth needed protection. Only the Galactic Council could keep Earth safe from bad aliens. In the most recent messages, the aliens sounded angry and suspicious. They thought that humans were being rude on purpose. Some aliens thought that humans might be dangerous. A few alien species wanted to attack Earth before humans became too strong. Amy found something scary in the computer files. Jake, look at this. The aliens have been watching us with telescopes. They know that humans have spaceships. They know about our moon base and Mars colony. Jake read the report. The aliens had been spying on Earth for 50 years. They knew that humans were much more advanced than they pretended to be. This made the aliens very suspicious. They think we are lying to them, Jake said. Dr. Carter nodded. That is exactly right. In alien culture, only enemies hide their technology. Friends share everything with each other. Lisa came back into the room. Her face was pale. I talked to the president. She is calling an emergency meeting with all the world leaders. They need to decide what to do before the alien fleet arrives. What do you think will happen? Amy asked. Lisa sat down heavily in her chair. I think we are going to have to break our silence. After 300 years, we finally have to talk to the aliens. Jake looked out the window again. Earth looked the same as always. But he knew that everything was about to change. In less than a week, alien warships would arrive at Earth. Humans would have to choose between fighting and surrendering. I just hope we are ready for what comes next, Jake said quietly. The space station continued to orbit Earth. Down on the planet, billions of humans went about their daily lives. Most of them did not know that alien ships were coming. Most of them did not know that their world was about to change forever. But in the communication center of the space station, 4 humans worked frantically to prepare Earth's first message to the galaxy. After 3 centuries of silence, humanity was finally going to speak. The alien ships appeared at the edge of the solar system, like stars suddenly turning on. Admiral Kate Wilson watched the radar screens in the Earth Defense Command Center. Red dots filled the display. There were so many alien ships that the computer could not count them all. How many? Kate asked her aide. At least 2,000 ships, Admiral. Maybe more. They are spread out across the whole outer system. Kate had been a Space Navy officer for 20 years. She had never seen anything like this. The alien fleet was bigger than every human spaceship put together. Each alien ship was huge, some of them the size of cities. Send a message to all our ships, Kate said. Battle stations, but stay in defensive positions. Do not attack unless they attack us first. In the space station above Earth, Jake Morrison and his team worked on humanity's first reply to the aliens. They had been working for 2 days straight. The message had to be perfect. One wrong word could start a war. Amy Brooks typed on her computer. She was trying to translate human thoughts into alien language. It was very hard. Aliens did not think like humans. What should we tell them about why we stayed quiet for so long? Amy asked. Dr. Carter looked up from his notes. We need to be honest, but not tell them everything. We can say that we were learning about them before making contact. Jake read their draft message out loud. Greetings, Galactic Council. We are the humans of Earth. We received your messages and have been studying your culture. We wanted to understand you before we spoke to you. We are ready to talk now. That sounds good, Amy said. But will they believe us? Before anyone could answer, alarms started ringing throughout the space station. Jake ran to the window and looked down at Earth. He could see bright flashes of light in space around the planet. Human warships were moving into position. Lisa Hayes burst into the room. The alien fleet just sent us another message. They want an answer in 1 hour, or they will take action. Jake felt his hands shake. Is our message ready? It has to be, Lisa said. Send it now. Amy pressed the send button on her computer. The message flew through space at the speed of light. It would reach the alien fleet in a few minutes. Captain Steve Parker commanded the human exploration ship called the Endeavour. His ship was small compared to the alien vessels, but it was fast and well armed. Steve had orders to watch the aliens and report what they were doing. Captain, the aliens are moving, his communications officer said. They are forming a circle around Earth. Steve looked at his tactical display. The alien ships were arranging themselves in a perfect blockade pattern. No human ship could leave Earth without going through the alien fleet. They are not here to talk, Steve said to his crew. They are here to conquer us. Back on the space station, Jake and his team waited for the alien reply. It came faster than they expected. Amy read the message as it appeared on her screen. Her face went pale. This is not good. They do not believe us. The alien message was from someone called High Counselor Vexan. Jake had never heard that name before. This alien seemed to have more authority than the others. The message said that the Galactic Council did not believe human explanations. No species had ever developed advanced technology while hiding from the Council. It was impossible. The Council had ruled the galaxy for thousands of years. They knew how all technology developed. The aliens demanded proof that humans were peaceful. They wanted humans to surrender all their weapons and technology. A Council inspection team would land on Earth to make sure humans were telling the truth. If humans refused, the Council would take Earth by force. They want us to surrender, Jake said. Dr. Carter shook his head. This is what I was afraid of. The aliens cannot understand independence. In their world, all species must obey the Council. Lisa picked up her phone again. I have to call the President. This is bigger than just a first contact situation. This is an invasion. While Lisa made her call, Jake looked at more alien messages that were coming in. The aliens were talking to each other on radio channels that they thought humans could not understand. But Amy had cracked their communication codes years ago. The alien conversations were scary. Some aliens wanted to destroy all human ships immediately. Others wanted to capture Earth's leaders and force them to surrender. A few aliens suggested bombing Earth's cities to show humans that resistance was useless. Amy, are you hearing this? Jake asked. Amy was listening to the alien radio chatter through her headphones. Tears were running down her face. Jake, they are planning to attack our colonies too. They know about Mars and the moon base. Jake felt cold fear in his stomach. The aliens knew about humanity's secret space colonies. Humans had been building hidden bases throughout the solar system for decades. They thought these bases were secret. How? Do they know? Jake asked. Dr. Carter was reading reports on his computer. They have been spying on us with long-range telescopes. Look at this. They have detailed maps of all our space installations. The alien intelligence was frightening. They knew exactly how many human ships existed. They knew about Earth's weapons, factories on asteroids. They even knew about the secret military base inside the moon. Lisa came back with bad news. The President is meeting with world leaders right now, but we may not have time for long discussions. The aliens are demanding an answer in 30 minutes. Jake made a decision. We need to tell the aliens the truth. Not the whole truth, but more than we have told them. What do you mean? Amy asked. We need to show them that we are not primitive. We need to prove that we have been watching them. 2. Jake started typing a new message. This message was very different from the first one. Instead of apologizing for staying quiet, Jake explained that humans had been studying alien technology and culture for centuries. Humans had learned alien languages and understood alien politics. Humans had chosen to stay hidden while they prepared. To meet the galaxy as equals, the message included some human technology specifications. Jake showed the aliens that humans had developed faster-than-light communication without using alien relay networks. Humans had energy shields that worked differently from alien designs. Most importantly, humans had successfully terraformed Mars using methods that the aliens had never seen. Are we really going to tell them about Mars? Amy asked. We have to. Jake said, they already know about it anyway. But this will show them that we are more advanced than they think. Jake sent the second message. This time, the alien reply came very quickly. High Counselor Vexan sounded surprised in the new message. The aliens had not expected humans to have such advanced technology. How had humans developed these things without Council help? It was unprecedented in galactic history. But the alien message also contained a threat. The Council could not allow an independent species to exist outside their authority. All advanced civilizations must join the Council for the good of galactic stability. Humans had 48 hours to agree to Council rule or face the consequences. Jake looked at his teammates. They all understood what this meant. The aliens were not interested in friendship or trade. They wanted to conquer Earth and make humans into their servants. So much for peaceful first contact, Amy said outside the space station windows. More human warships were arriving from hidden bases throughout the solar system. Admiral Wilson was preparing Earth's defenses. But everyone knew that humanity was badly outnumbered. The next 2 days would determine whether humans remained free or became slaves to an alien empire that had ruled the galaxy for millennia. Deep under a mountain in Colorado, President Helen Carter sat at a long table with the most important people on Earth. The room had no windows. Giant screens on the walls showed maps of space around Earth. Red dots marked the positions of alien warships. Tell me our options, the president said. General Rick Stone spoke first. He was in charge of Earth's military forces. Madam President, we are outnumbered 50-1. Our ships are good, but we do not have enough of them. Admiral Kate Wilson disagreed. Our technology is better than theirs in some ways. Human ships are faster and harder to detect. We might be able to win if we fight smart, but at what cost? Asked Dr. Elena Martinez, the president's science advisor. Even if we win, millions of people could die. And what if more alien fleets come later? The president looked at the screens showing the alien fleet. So many ships. So much firepower. Pointed at Earth. What about surrender? What would happen if we joined their council? Jake Morrison was in the room too. He had been brought from the space station to help with the crisis. From what we can tell, species that join the council lose their independence. The aliens would control our government, our technology, everything. Amy Brooks was studying alien communications on her laptop. The aliens have been talking to each other on their radio channels. They think humans are lying about developing technology independently. They believe we must have had help from rebel aliens. Rebel aliens? The president asked. Dr. Carter nodded. We found references in old alien messages to something called the Silence Wars. Apparently, other species have tried to develop independently before. The council destroyed them all. This news made everyone in the room feel worse. If other species had tried to resist the council and failed, what chance did humanity have? Colonel Dan Wright ran Earth's intelligence services. He had been quiet during the meeting, but now he stood up. I have an idea. What if we show the aliens that we are not just one planet? What if we show them our real strength? What do you mean? The president asked. Dan activated a holographic display in the center of the room. Instead of showing Earth's solar system, it showed a map of nearby star systems. Bright dots marked human colonies and bases. We have been building secret colonies for 200 years, Dan said. The aliens think Earth is our only world. They are wrong. The display showed 12 human colonies in 6 different star systems. Some were mining operations on asteroids. Others were full settlements on planets like Earth. The biggest colony was around a star called Kepler 442, where 50,000 humans lived on a terraformed world. Jake felt amazed. He had known about some of the colonies, but not all of them. How did we keep this secret? Very carefully, Dan said. We used stealth ships to transport people and supplies. We built the colonies in star systems that the aliens do not visit. Often, we have been preparing for this day for centuries. Admiral Wilson looked excited. If the aliens do not know about our colonies, we have a huge advantage. They think they are blockading all of humanity, but most of our ships and people are elsewhere. The president stood up. Show me the plan. Dan explained his strategy. Instead of fighting or surrendering, humanity would reveal the truth about their expansion into space. The aliens would learn that humans were not hiding because they were weak. Humans were hiding because they were building an empire of their own. We will broadcast from all 12 colonies at the same time, Dan said. We will show the aliens our terraforming technology, our mining operations, our shipyards. We will prove that humanity does not need the council. Dr. Carter looked worried. This is very risky. If we show them our colonies, they might attack those worlds too. The colonies are far away, Dan replied. It would take the alien fleet months to reach them. And our colonial ships are armed and ready to fight. Amy was reading more alien messages. The aliens are getting impatient. High Counselor Vexan is demanding an answer in 6 hours. The president made her decision. We will do it. Send the order to all colonies. Tell them to prepare for full disclosure. Jake and his team rushed back to the space station to coordinate the broadcast. This would be the most important communication in human history. The message had to be perfect. Captain Steve Parker received orders to take his ship, the Endeavor, to the Proxima Centauri system. There was a human mining operation there that the aliens did not know about. Steve's job was to broadcast from Proxima at exactly the same time as the other colonies. The journey to Proxima would normally take 3 weeks, even with humanity's fastest ships. But Steve had a secret weapon. Human engineers had developed a new type of faster-than-light drive that was better than anything the aliens had. Engage the quantum jump drive, Steve told his crew. Space twisted around the Endeavor. Stars became streaks of light. In just 6 hours, the ship arrived at Proxima Centauri, 4 light years from Earth. The mining operation at Proxima was huge. Thousands of robotic ships were extracting metals and rare elements from asteroids. The operation produced more resources than the entire Galactic Council had ever seen from one star system. Meanwhile, Jake was coordinating with all 12 colonies. Each colony would show the aliens something different. The Kepler 442 colony would demonstrate advanced terraforming. The Alpha Centauri shipyards would show human warship production. The asteroid mining operations would display resource extraction. Technology. Is everyone ready? Jake asked over the communication link. Ready, came replies from all 12 colonies. Amy had prepared the broadcast message. It was simple but powerful. We are humanity. We have been watching you, learning from you, and growing beyond you. We do not seek your permission to exist. We do not need your protection. We offer friendship between equals, not submission from inferiors. The time came to send the message. At exactly the same moment, all 12 human colonies began broadcasting to the alien fleet around Earth. Aliens suddenly discovered that humanity was not one world, but an interstellar civilization. The alien response was immediate and shocked. High Counselor Vexan's message was full of disbelief and anger. How had humans built 12 colonies without the Council knowing? How had humans developed technology that surpassed Council capabilities? This was impossible according to galactic law, but the evidence was undeniable. The broadcasts from human colonies showed technology that the aliens had never imagined. Terraforming that took years instead of centuries. Mining that did not destroy planets. Ships that traveled faster than Council vessels. Jake read the alien communications with growing satisfaction. The aliens were confused and frightened. They had never encountered a species that could match their technology without their help. Doctor Carter was analyzing alien psychology data. They are scared, Jake. For the first time in thousands of years, the Galactic Council is facing an equal. High Counselor Vexan sent a new message. The tone was different now. Less demanding, more uncertain. The Council wanted to understand how humans had achieved so much in secret. They wanted to negotiate. But the message also contained a warning. The Council could not allow human independence to inspire other species to rebel. One way or another, humanity would have to be brought under Council control. Jake prepared humanity's final response. The message was short but clear. We are not your subjects. We are not your children. We are your equals. Treat us as such, or leave our space. The communication was sent to the alien fleet. Now humanity would wait to see if the aliens chose war or peace. Outside the space station windows, human warships continued to arrive from hidden bases throughout the solar system. Earth's defenses were stronger than the aliens had imagined. But the real question was whether humanity's revelation of strength would prevent a war or start one. The alien fleet moved closer to Earth. Admiral Kate Wilson watched the enemy ships under tactical display. The aliens were not attacking yet, but they were getting into position for battle. Their ships formed a tight circle around Earth, blocking all escape routes. Admiral, we count over 3,000 alien vessels now, reported Lieutenant Commander Tony Garcia. More ships keep arriving. Kate looked at her own fleet. She had every human warship that could reach Earth in time. 200 ships, including the newest destroyers and cruisers. Each human ship was advanced and deadly, but they were still badly outnumbered. Send a message to all ship captains, Kate ordered. Hold your positions, but be ready for anything. On the space station, Jake Morrison received a priority message from Amy Brooks. She was monitoring alien communications and had discovered something important. Jake, you need to hear this, Amy said over the radio. The aliens are not just talking about surrender anymore. They are planning a demonstration. What kind of demonstration? Jake asked. Amy's voice sounded worried. They want to show Earth what happens to species that resist the Council. They are talking about destroying one of our colonies as an example. Jake felt ice in his stomach. Thousands of human families lived in the colonies. Men, women, and children who had never even seen Earth. The aliens wanted to murder them just to make a point. Which colony are they targeting? Jake asked. The mining station at Proxima Centauri. They think it will be an easy target. But the aliens did not know about Captain Steve Parker and his ship, the Endeavour. Steve had reached Proxima hours ago and was coordinating the defense of the mining operation. Steve looked at the data from his sensors. The mining station had over 5,000 people working on dozens of asteroids. Most of them were civilians, not soldiers. But the station also had something that the aliens did not expect. Commander Lewis, activate the hidden weapon platforms, Steve ordered, The asteroids around Proxima Centauri began to change. What looked like mining equipment transformed into massive railgun installations, robot ships that appeared to be hauling, or revealed themselves as armed patrol vessels. The entire mining operation was actually a disguised military base. Back at Earth, Jake and his team were preparing for the aliens' next move. Dr. Carter had been studying alien psychology and had a plan. "We need to overwhelm them with information," Carter said. "The aliens think they understand human capabilities, but they have only seen a small part of what we can do." Amy was working on a new type of communication virus. This program would not damage alien computers, but it would force the aliens to experience human history and culture directly. "If we can make them understand how humans think, maybe they will realize that we cannot be conquered," Amy explained. Jake approved the plan. "Do it." Amy activated her virus and sent it through the alien communication networks. Within minutes, every alien ship in the fleet was receiving massive amounts of human data. The aliens suddenly found themselves watching human movies about war and resistance. They saw the story of the Battle of Thermopylae, where 300 Spartans held off a massive Persian army. They witnessed the American Revolution, where farmers defeated the most powerful military in the world. They experienced the Warsaw Ghetto Uprising, where people fought impossible odds rather than surrender. High Counselor Vexan tried to stop the data flow, but Amy's virus was too clever. The more the aliens tried to block it, the faster it spread through their systems. The psychological impact on the aliens was devastating. For thousands of years, the Galactic Council had ruled through overwhelming force. When they showed up with huge fleets, other species always surrendered. The Council had never met a species that became more determined to fight when facing impossible odds. Dr. Carter monitored alien communications and reported what he heard. The alien commanders are arguing with each other. Some want to attack immediately. Others want to retreat and ask for reinforcements. While the aliens debated, Earth's hidden defenses began to reveal themselves. The asteroid belt between Mars and Jupiter split open to show massive weapon platforms that had been disguised as rocks. These railgun installations had been under construction for 50 years. Mars opened launch bays that had been built into mountains and canyons. Hundreds of armed ships emerged from hiding places across the planet's surface. Even Mars' 2 tiny moons turned out to be hollow, filled with missile batteries and fighter squadrons. But the biggest surprise was Earth's moon. The ancient surface cracked and slid apart, revealing a fortress that had been built inside the moon itself. Weapon emplacements emerged from craters. Hangar doors opened to release swarms of defensive fighters. The moon was not just Earth's satellite. It was Earth's ultimate guardian. High Counselor Vexan watched in horror as the human solar system transformed from a primitive star system into a fortress. Every planet, every moon, every asteroid was armed and ready for war. How is this possible? Vexan demanded over the communication channel. Admiral Wilson answered from her flagship. "You wanted to see what 300 years of silence built. Now you know." The alien fleet found itself surrounded. They had come to Earth expecting to intimidate primitives. Instead, they were trapped inside humanity's greatest defensive system. Human weapons pointed at them from every direction. Captain Parker sent a message from Proxima Centauri. The alien advance force that had been sent to destroy the mining station was in for a surprise. As soon as the alien ships entered the Proxima system, they found themselves facing not helpless miners, but a fully armed battle station. Alien vessels. "This is Captain Steve Parker of the Human Defense Force. You are ordered to leave this system immediately or face the consequences." The alien commander at Proxima ignored the warning and ordered his ships to attack the mining station. That was a mistake. The disguised weapon platforms opened fire. Railgun slugs traveling at incredible speeds smashed into alien ships. The aliens had energy shields, but they were not designed to stop kinetic weapons moving at such velocity. 3 alien ships exploded in the first salvo. The rest tried to retreat, but human patrol ships cut off their escape routes. Within an hour, the entire alien force at Proxima was destroyed or captured. News of the victory at Proxima reached Earth quickly. High Counselor Vexon realized that his fleet was not just outnumbered, they were outgunned and surrounded by enemies they had never imagined. For the first time in galactic history, a Galactic Council fleet was trapped and facing possible destruction. The aliens had 2 choices: fight and probably lose, or negotiate with the humans as equals. Vexon sent a new message to Earth. This time, there were no demands or threats. Instead, the alien leader asked for a meeting to discuss terms. Jake Morrison smiled as he read the message. "I think they are finally ready to talk." Admiral Wilson kept her weapons trained on the alien fleet, but she held her fire. The demonstration had worked. Humanity had shown the galaxy that they were not helpless primitives waiting to be conquered. They were a spacefaring civilization, with the technology and determination to defend themselves. The question now was whether the aliens would choose war or peace. Either way, humanity was ready. The meeting took place on a neutral ship, halfway between Earth and the alien fleet. The ship was called the Horizon, and it had been built in just 3 days specifically for this historic moment. Human and alien engineers worked together to create a vessel that both species could safely occupy. President Helen Carter walked through the corridors of the Horizon, flanked by Jake Morrison and Dr. Paul Carter. This was the most important meeting in human history, and everyone knew it. "Are you nervous?" Jake asked the president. "Terrified," she admitted, "but we have come too far to back down now." The conference room was large and circular, with seats arranged around a central table. On one side sat the human delegation. On the other side were representatives from all 17 species that made up the Galactic Council. High Counselor Vexon was not what Jake had expected. The alien leader was tall and thin, with silver skin that seemed to shimmer in the light. When Vexon spoke, his voice was translated into English by computers. "We have never encountered a situation like this," Vexon began. "In 4,000 years of Council rule, no species has developed independently to match our technology." President Carter spoke calmly. "That is because you never gave them the chance. You absorbed every species into your empire before they could reach their full potential." Another alien, from a species called the Velthrim, leaned forward angrily. "The Council brings order to the galaxy. Without our guidance, species destroy themselves with war and chaos." Dr. Carter had prepared for this argument. "With respect, Council member, your guidance also destroys creativity and innovation. Every species you absorb becomes a copy of your thinking. That is why your technology has not advanced significantly in centuries." The aliens looked surprised by this observation. They had never considered that their empire might be holding back progress. Amy Brooks was monitoring alien communications from her station on the space station above Earth. She reported to Jake through his earpiece. "The aliens are talking too. Each other on private channels. They are divided about what to do." Jake passed this information to President Carter with a subtle hand signal. The president smiled slightly and continued her negotiation. "We offer you something new," the president said. "A partnership between equals instead of submission from inferiors. We will trade technology and knowledge, but as independent allies, not as subjects." High Counselor Vexon considered this proposal. "Your technology is impressive, but you are still only one species. The Council represents 17 civilizations with thousands of worlds." "Actually," Jake said, standing up, We represent more than you might think. Jake activated a holographic display in the center of the room. The display showed not just the 12 human colonies, but also data from species that had been in secret. Contact with humanity for decades. A council is not as unified as you claim, Jake explained. We have been in communication with species throughout the galaxy who are tired of council rule. Some of your own member species have been talking to us about independence. This revelation shocked the alien delegates. Secret negotiations with rebels? It was unprecedented and dangerous to the council's power. Captain Steve Parker's voice came through the communication system from Proxima Centauri. I have an update from the colonies. 3 more star systems have declared independence from the council and requested human protection. The political situation was changing rapidly. Humanity's example was inspiring other species to demand freedom from council control. The galactic order that had existed for millennia was beginning to collapse. Dr. Carter addressed the alien psychology directly. Your empire succeeded because you convinced everyone that resistance was impossible. But we have proven that independence and advancement can coexist. Other species see this and want the same freedom. High Counselor Vexon looked troubled. If we allow human independence, it could lead to the destruction of galactic civilization. Chaos and war could spread across thousands of worlds. President Carter leaned forward. Or it could lead to a new golden age. Imagine what the galaxy could achieve if all species were free to develop their own solutions to problems. Diversity of thought creates innovation. The negotiations continued for hours. The aliens were clearly struggling with concepts they had never faced before. How could they maintain galactic stability without central control? How could different species cooperate without a single authority to enforce rules? Amy reported more good news from Earth. Jake, I am receiving messages from 6 different alien species. They want to establish independent diplomatic relations with humanity. The Council's authority was crumbling in real time. Species that had been loyal for centuries were beginning to question whether they needed Council permission to make their own decisions. Finally, High Counselor Vexon made a decision that would change galactic history forever. We propose a new arrangement, Vexon announced. The Council will continue to exist, but as a forum for cooperation rather than a government for control. Species that wish to remain under Council guidance may do so. Species that wish independence may have it, provided they agree to basic principles of peaceful interaction. President Carter smiled. That sounds like the beginning of a real agreement. The details took days to work out, but the basic framework was revolutionary. The Soul Accords, as they came to be called, established humanity as the first independent member of the galactic community. Earth would keep its territory and colonies. Human ships could travel freely throughout the galaxy. Most importantly, other species could choose independence if they wished. Jake Morrison was chosen as Earth's first galactic ambassador. His job was to help other species understand that independence and cooperation were not contradictory. Amy Brooks became the director of the new Interspecies Communication Institute, teaching aliens and humans how to work together as equals. Dr. Carter founded the Institute for Independent Development, helping species break free from council dependence and develop their own unique technologies and cultures. 5 years after the first contact crisis, the galaxy was a very different place. Dozens of species had chosen independence. New technologies were being developed at an unprecedented rate. Trade and cultural exchange flourished between free worlds. Jake stood in his office at the edge of the solar system, looking out at stars that now represented not subjects of an empire, but members of a galactic community. Ships from many different species traveled peacefully through space, each pursuing their own goals while respecting the rights of others. A message arrived from Earth. It was from a group of school children who wanted to thank him for helping create a galaxy where they could grow up free. The children had drawn pictures of humans and aliens working together on space stations and colony worlds. Amy's voice came through the communication system. "Jake, we just received a request for diplomatic contact from a species at the edge of the galaxy. They heard about human independence and want to learn how to be free." Jake smiled and activated his communication equipment. "Tell them we would be happy to help. That is what friends do." Outside his window, Earth hung in space like a blue jewel. The planet that had stayed silent for 3 centuries was now the center of a new galactic civilization, based on freedom and cooperation rather than conquest and control. Humanity's greatest gift to the galaxy was not their technology or their military strength. It was their proof that independence and peace could exist together. The silence that had once protected Earth had given way to a symphony of voices, each species contributing its unique perspective to the galactic conversation. The age of the Galactic Council's absolute rule was over. The age of galactic democracy had begun. And it all started because humanity finally decided to break their silence and say hello to the stars.